Boom. What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. It's NBA Talk with Jay. We're back. It's Friday. It's payday. We're trying to get some cash here. My guy, we got our guy Tony Mejia here with us. He has on his Us Against The Bookies shirt, guys. It's time to cash. What's up with you, Tony? Everything cool with you, my guy? You over
Happy
at East
holidays,
now?
everybody. Yeah, I got the Us Against the Bookies shirt. Remember that it is the holiday season, so support Jay and grab a gift for yourself or a loved one. You know, it's always good to rock these. All the, you know what I'm going to need? Probably one of those the cash it or whatever it is you guys
Yeah,
got.
the let's get some cash.
Let's
Yeah.
get some cash.
Hey, they
Yeah,
50% off right now, Tony. I couldn't talk you off, my guy.
no doubt. But yeah, all good here. Hit a 5% last night. So shout out especially to Jordan Goodwin. I hope he has a happy holiday. I don't have his information. Otherwise, I'd send him a Christmas card. 3-pointer there with 59 seconds left to get that over in the Wizards Jazz game because it was starting to look bleak. Jazz went
Mhm,
scoreless for like 2:30. And so both teams emptied their benches, and garbage time can give and garbage time can take away because it
mhm.
was some really rough play there, but got over there by a bucket. So over 230, it ended at 232. So 6-0 last 5% plays and perfect on the season on the max plays over at Wager Talk. So really pleased there. The Jets are dead to me, and Air Force did a nice job last night in cashing as an underdog. So yeah, just bowl games and NFL obviously early this week with most games tomorrow and lots of NBA and looking forward to spending all day on Christmas parked in front of my TV with that 5 game set from the league.
Exactly, man. Can't wait. Can't wait for Christmas Day games. First, let's talk about today's games, though, man. It's Friday, NBA. Let's get to some cash here. Let's go straight to the streets of Philadelphia here. We got the 76ers here getting 3.5 points versus the Los Angeles Clippers here. How we looking at this game, Tony? Obviously, it's the first game for the Clippers over there on the East Coast. They're coming off a 5 game homestand. Sixers, this is the seventh straight home game for them. They do have a Christmas Day game. The Clippers don't, Tony. How you looking at this game, my brother?
Yeah, I mean it is a concern that the Clippers are starting this road trip, and it's a one-off basically because they
Hmm.
play this game and they're off until after Christmas to the 26th. So will they
Hmm.
leave it all out there? I assume we get to see Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Can they get acclimated to the East Coast quickly? John Wall is questionable, so always nice to have him to push the pace for that second unit when he has them. A little more clarity there, hopefully by before the tip off. But yeah, Philly's been playing well. They've won what 7 straight, and come off a 20-point win against the Sixers. I mean, against the Pistons, wrapping up
Hmm.
this road trip before facing the Knicks at the Garden. Joel Embiid has been playing well. That's the one thing. If you're going to fade Philly, you have to be concerned that Joel Embiid is playing as well as he is, and Ivica Zubac is not 100%. He has been playing banged up for the last few
Hmm.
days. So maybe Tyronn Lue decides to play small ball and swarm Joel. But yeah, I would assume just because of the obstacles that the Clippers face starting an East Coast road trip with such a tough matchup, it's Philly or pass.
Yeah, it's Sixers are pass for me. I actually like to pick the 76ers here in the first quarter, minus the one. I might have to go get me a Philly cheesesteak sandwich today, my guys. Stand away from them full game, but I do think early they do have a major advantage, in my opinion. And it's one of those that I'd be surprised if it lost. So I always like to tell people nothing is guaranteed. You see what I'm saying? Nothing, it's nothing, there's no absolute locks, but the way that I like to look at games, I do think it sets up perfectly for the Sixers to have the lead after the first quarter. I know the money line is sit at minus 120, minus 125, somewhere around there, or you can get like minus a half or minus one. I think I got minus a half on Circa, my guys, but some minus ones out there regardless. I like the Sixers to have the lead after the first quarter in this one, 7 straight home game, and got the Clippers have to get acclimated to the East Coast, my guys. So give me Sixers first quarter as the best bet for me in that game. Let's go over here to the streets of Brooklyn here, Tony. We got the Nets laying 3 points at the house versus the Milwaukee Bucks in this one. In my first video, guys, if you want to go check it out, I talked about every game. I kept saying that Nets have playoff revenge versus the Bucks. I'm tripping. The Nets got put out the playoffs by the Celtics last year. Got swept by the Celtics, but they did get put out the Bucks the year before. You see what I'm saying? So you still some playoff revenge. But the Nets are rolling right now, Tony. What won 8 straight games? They're balling right now. How you looking at this game, my brother?
Yeah, it looks like Giannis is a go and Chris Middleton isn't. I know you guys have been eating on
Oh
fading the
yes.
Bucks of late, and I could not talk you off of fading them here. I mean they've really had a tough time keeping pace in their biggest games, particularly on the road. Busted by 41 in Memphis a couple of like a week. It's a week plus ago, and then losing it to Cleveland basically wire to wire the other night. They do have a big win against the Jazz within that span, and a nice win in New Orleans against the Pelicans team still missing Brandon Ingram, and Zion was I guess sick the next day, so maybe he was sick for that game. But yeah, certainly 2-2 over the last four. And at this point, Brooklyn's just playing well. I'm concerned with who is going to defend Kevin Durant on this, because it is a tough matchup for Giannis. Giannis is better suited to face the bigger players inside to shut them down with his athleticism. I'm not sure that he's as well versed in going out 18, 20 feet away from the rim to try to slow KD down, especially in the groove that Durant was in. What did they score the other day? 90 points in the first half?
Mm-hmm.
So
you talking about the Nets, right? Yeah, no, the Nets are absolutely rolling, man. It's tough because I don't want to bet against them right now. They've won 8 straight games, won 9 of the last 10 as well, coming off that game where they absolutely smoked the Warriors. We know it's a terrible spot, but the Nets are playing some of their best basketball. I mean, you kind of have to keep bumping them up in your power ratings. This is a top 5 team in the league right now. We know that the Bucks are top tier as well. Now, Giannis is an absolute matchup nightmare for them. Just how you say who's going to guard KD, I'm not sure he's going to guard Giannis. I have seen Ben Simmons somewhat stay in front of him, be able to stay in front of him. There was a preseason game, but I can't get that out of my head seeing Ben Simmons lock up Giannis. But other than that, there's no real paint protection. Even if Giannis, so look, Giannis on the perimeter, Simmons has to stop him getting to the basket, because if he gets there, there's no, like, Claxton isn't really stopping anyone. You see what I'm saying? So no real sin over there. It's a tough game for me. I want to take Nets here, but like I say, you want to face the Bucks on the road, but they're coming off a bad loss. Wouldn't be surprised if they did get it done in this one. It's a tough game for me, guys. I'll watch this game. It could be a playoff type of field game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Nets keep it going, but I also wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks, Giannis and Brook Lopez, were able to have some success down low. This is a really good defensive team as well. The Nets are still somewhat trying to beat you with offense. They have a good defense. It's not as bad as it was, but right now, what I sense from the Nets, they're just trying to go out and score you. There's no real lockdown defense over there, in my opinion. Bucks may have the better defense here. Nets have the better offense. Really tough game. I'll watch it. I'll watch it, my guys. But let's go to the streets of Boston here, Tony. We got the Celtics laying 10 points at the house versus the Wolves. Celtics lost 4 out of 5 here, Tony. Do you think they're somewhat starting to run out of gas, or they're not playing as well right now? Do you like them laying 10 here versus the Wolves?
I don't think it's running out of gas. I think it's just a lot of moving parts. And we talked about this last week with Robert Williams coming back and how that would affect rotations. And he's actually questionable today. I guess he caught whatever Marcus Smart had, but not having Smart has affected them some. Jason Tatum missed the second Magic game over the weekend, and Orlando got busy and took both of them. And then they sent out a tweet of Rafer Alston slapping a Celtic back in the day, just to get at them even more and dig them. So Boston's not responding right now, but they do get Smart back. We'll see about Robert Williams. I do expect to see Rudy Gobert out there for Minnesota now that he's back. And if Anthony Edwards continues to play as well as he has, I think Minnesota plus the 10 is the spot here.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off. Now, the only thing that held me off, so first off, they hadn't won, and now this should be a motivational, right? They were telling the players that they hadn't won in that gym since 2005. They are only 1-9-1 against the spread last 11 games in Boston. So for whatever reason, they've been total ass when they go to Boston. But I can't say they do is when new players hear that in theory, it is supposed to give you some motivation, especially catching 10. Me personally, I could only look towards Wolves here plus a 10. They've actually been playing a little bit better basketball than the Celtics over the past 5 games. Celtics at the house, we know they need to get right. I feel like if the Celtics do get right, it's going to be starting off fast, in my opinion. It's a tough game for me. I'd lean Wolves, but I also wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics came out with something early in this one, first quarter and first half, try to right the ship, especially after they come out so lackluster. I believe they were down 30 points in the first half versus they were down 29 points in the first half versus the Pacers, guys. So when that happens, you want to flip the result. You want to say, all right, come on, let's start out a lot better this time. Robert Williams is questionable in this one, so I know you see Blake Griffin starting. I mean, I don't want Blake Griffin my starting center. That's just me, my guys. But would like to lean towards the Wolves, but nothing official for me on that one. Let's go over here to the streets of Cleveland here, Tony. We got the Cavs laying 4.5 points in a double revenge spot versus the Raptors here. Raptors have seemed to play a little bit better, still not necessarily the best team on the road here. The Cavs been getting hot at the house. You think they get some double revenge here, Tony?
Well, we'll see. I mean, it does concern me that Evan Mobley is now questionable and hadn't appeared on the injury report. It's funny the way the NBA designates stuff on this injury report, because sometimes you want to see guys questionable, like Gary Trent Jr. is questionable for the Raptors. That means he's good to go after missing the last few games. Same thing with Kem Birch. You see Evan Mobley suddenly pop up as questionable after being healthy, and that probably means that he is his status is in doubt. So the Raps had lost 7 straight, I think. Finally got off the schneid, and we call that on the NBA tip-off show over at Wager Talk, because that line looked so short against the Knicks, surging Knicks, slumping Raptors, and you were only getting 1.5, 2. So we called that outright upset. Spicy P with the 50 spot. So yeah, maybe they can keep it going. I mean, they have played much better of late, especially on this road trip. Challenged the Philly in Philly and got that cover, then beat the Knicks, and now they're at Cleveland, where they could luck out and not deal with Evan Mobley. Lamar Stevens is questionable, and he has been out, so questionable is a good thing for him. He's one of their better perimeter defenders for the Cavaliers. So I mean, I'm probably going to stay off this game completely, but I wouldn't be mad at taking the points with Toronto.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you on that. Yeah, I can only look towards Cavs here with the double revenge. First game they didn't have Jared Allen. The other one, I believe Garland got hurt in that game, and those were on the road as well. Those were, if I'm not mistaken, those were in Toronto. The home team has covered 5-0 or 5-0 against the spread last 5 games in this matchup, guys. So I can only look towards the home team here with the double revenge. They kept it close in the first game of the season. It just seemed like the Raptors were playing better basketball then. The Cavs were struggling. Now it's the exact opposite here. I could only look towards the Cavs minus 4.5 in this one. Definitely want to wait on that Mobley news, my guys. Let's go over here to the streets of New York here, man. We got the Knicks laying 6 points at the house versus the Chicago Bulls here, guys. Not sure what to do with this one, right, Tony? You just talked about the Knicks. They do have a Christmas Day game. They did just beat the Bulls 2 straight times back-to-back in Chicago. Do you think they keep it going here today at the house?
Yeah, we were talking about Knicks Bulls last Friday too, and they had played the Wednesday previous to that, we talked about the second game being a Bulls revenge spot, and that obviously blew up on Chicago because they got housed in the second half, lost 114-91. Was on the under in that game, so was happy to see that. But yeah, I mean, the Knicks have had the Bulls number. Julius Randle, Chicago native, played well in both games. We'll see if he's able to play well here. Jalen Brunson came back off an injury with the boot on his leg and really was instrumental in winning that first matchup. RJ Barrett's been better of late. So, I mean, you might just say that the Knicks have had the Bulls number, and we'll see if Chicago can keep things going, because they've won the first, the second and third of this road trip, lost in Minnesota after giving up 150 to start this trip, and then won in Miami, took advantage of no Kyle Lowry and no Jimmy Butler, and then beat the Hawks in a tight one the other night. So we'll see what Chicago does here. Alex Caruso is now out for this one. They do get Goran Dragic back. So Quentin Grimes, who has been a key glue guy for the Knicks, is questionable and probably plays. Obi Toppin remains out. So, even with the Christmas Day game against Philly on the Knicks' radar right now, I still think they get up for the Bulls and probably win this game too.
Exactly. Yeah, I could see them getting up as well. My problem here is that the Bulls have momentum coming into this game, guys. You have double revenge within the last couple of weeks as well. Like I say, the Bulls, when you get a game-winning shot like that, the team somewhat rallies around you. So that whole Levine news is somewhat in the wind now. After winning cures everything. I feel like I got to make that a shirt, my guys. Winning literally cures everything, man. When you start winning, all that other bullshit it doesn't even matter anymore. They've won 2 straight. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bulls kept it going. Not enough for me to place my money on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Bulls came out here early with some, and I wouldn't be surprised if they covered that 6 as well with the double revenge as well. Maybe the Levine got a stern talking to. Now he's trying to play a little bit defense. Let's go over here to the streets of Denver here, man. I'm in the mountains right now. I'm at the mountain lake right now. I'm doing this show. We got the Nuggets laying 5 points /4.5. Couple of fives out there. It was 5.5 last night. It's down to 4.5. It's most spots here, Tony. Do you agree with the money move? Do you think the Nuggets keep it going here at the house? They're just coming off a game where they absolutely smoked the Grizzlies, my guy. What you think happens in this game?
Yeah, I mean, they what's going on with Memphis on the road? That's a story for another day. But as far as this goes, I mean, Jokic is playing as well as anybody in the league. Again, he's saying, hey, I'm the 2-time MVP for a reason, and everybody's rallying around him. So it's tough to fade Denver at this point, especially at the house. But Portland does play them well. I mean, in case people don't remember, Yusuf Nurkic was part of the Denver Nuggets back in the day with Jokic, and they had to essentially discard him to give Jokic time. So those two are friendly, but it's a friendly rivalry.
That's a good point right there, Tony.
Yeah. I mean, the Nuggets and Blazers, I mean, it's kind of like a big time, yeah, we like each other, but big time rivalry, and they split the first 2 meetings, and both meetings have been high scoring. I mean, I never trust Denver's defense, you know that, so I would lean towards this being high scoring as well, especially the way that Dame Lillard has been shooting the ball. Anthony Simons has been spotty, but I trust him. I mean, I think that kid's super talented. So that's my lean on this game. I think the Blazers keep this competitive, and I really like the over in this game. Josh Hart, Drew Eubanks, and Damian Lillard all listed as probable in addition to Nurkic, so they're good to go. And Uncle Jeff, who's found some spring in his legs of late, he's probable too. Questionable though now, Jamal Murray. We've seen him not be 100%, so that doesn't surprise me. But also questionable, the thirsty Michael Porter Jr. I would imagine that he comes back tonight.
Why you say the thirsty? I want to know what happened. He did some on Instagram or something, or what?
Oh, he's because when he's out there, I mean, they had to calm him down. But when he's out there, he always wants the ball and he always wants to shoot. So I always call him thirsty.
He's coming back, and he's going to throw off the rotation, in my opinion, guys. What do we want? When star players come back, throwing off everything, and he's going to be rusty as well, and he's food on defense. And even if you're a good defender, when you come back, you could be a little rusty. Regardless of this, man, I like the Blazers here, man. I think this is a winnable game. I'm watching the because, like you said, the Nuggets don't really have defense. They try to beat you with offense. Now they came out there and hopped on the Grizzlies, but Grizzlies just not good on the road. Simple. The Nuggets came out there, hopped on them. The Blazers, I do think they might find something here on the road. It's not good that they're on the last game of a 6-game road trip, but I just like what I heard from Billups. He says that obviously the Nuggets stole one from them a couple of weeks ago. He said, "Yeah, we still remember that, and we want that one. We're gonna try to get the guys rested up, but we owe the Nuggets one." You see what I'm saying? I like to hear that. So it's nothing is guaranteed, but I like to be on the side of the guys that's motivated, coming in here trying to get the win. A bounce back J spot coming off a couple of losses versus the Thunder in this one, man. So I like the Blazers early and often, and the Nuggets only 3-7 against the spread last 10, and they got a revenge spot coming up with the Suns on deck, my guys. So I want to see Michael Porter Jr. come in here. He said he's going to play. I'd love to see them start him as well. That's going to throw off everything. I like the Blazers in this one. I think it's worth a little money, worth a little money line sprinkle. You see what I'm saying? Blazers first half and full game in this one, my guys. That's what I'm liking. Last game up, man. Let's go over here to the streets of Phoenix. We got the Suns getting 2.5 points at the house versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies once again laying points on the road. Kind of feels like that Nuggets game, right, Tony? What do you think about this one? Grizzlies 3-12 against the spread on the road. Do you think they get it done tonight?
I don't want to do it, but the one thing is I am glutton for punishment because I do not let things that I've seen affect the next game. Typically, I think that it's negative to do that. But I've been punished for back in the Grizzlies in Oklahoma City. I said, no SGA because I didn't think he was going to play. Line went from 7 to 10 too, so I got a closing line value there. I said I don't think he's going to play. Second night of a back-to-back, and I trust Memphis to get. Maybe if it was the second or third of the road trip, I would have laid off. But I said start of a road trip. They come off smacking around the Bucks by 40. I think they'll keep the momentum going. And no, that team came out flatter than a flatliner. And Ja got thrown out right before halftime, but that really didn't change anything. They were getting destroyed and settling for jump shots in that game against OKC even before that happened. So got crushed on that game. And then the Denver game where they really no-showed, finished with 91 points. Now, the one thing that makes me hit the reset button on Memphis and like them in this game is they do get Desmond Bane back tonight. That's obviously crucial. Jake LaRavia, the rookie, is also probably coming back. And even though both of these teams have had the last couple of days off to practice and get their feet underneath them, the Suns are still the more banged up team. No Devin Booker tonight. That's why they're getting points at home. Come off that loss to Washington without Porzingis. So I think it's a Grizzlies or pass spot for me. And if I don't learn my lesson, it'll be Memphis for me.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, no, I could understand people taking Grizzlies. I don't like taking the easy looking plays. Me personally, obviously, ruled Booker out the day before on the Friday night game. I don't like this situation. I know that the Grizzlies have a spot circled on their coming up next game. I'm not saying that they don't care about this one. This is an ESPN game. Ja Morant does like to show out in these type of games, guys. So I understand why people are on the Grizzlies here. I'm gonna watch this game, try to learn, see if the Grizzlies can get out of their funk on the road. It does feel like the whole world is on the Grizzlies here, though, but I understand it. Obviously, no Devin Booker. You got Ja Morant. They're looking for a bounce back spot as well. I can't wait to see this game so I can see how they'll play on the road versus the Warriors, my guys. But couldn't talk you off the Grizzlies in this one. It's heading up to 3 right now. It's just a stay off game for me here. Tony, let's go ahead and get to some free picks, man. That's it for the games today, man. Let the people know what you got going over at Wager Talk and any free picks for us today on the show, my brother.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, we've got tons of stuff going on at Wager Talk between now and the end of the new year with bowl games and the NFL cooking week 16 this weekend and 17 next. I've got a couple of 5% bullets in my holster, so I will try to stay hot with those. The NBA, obviously, Christmas Day is so huge, so looking forward to that. And as far as a free pick for tonight, you kind of alluded to it, although I don't see any numbers out just yet, but I think Ja Morant on an ESPN night game, the way that he's come out flat against Oklahoma City, and he actually was pretty good last time out. Everybody else let him down, though. I think he has a huge game, points and assists, just keeping everybody involved, especially going up against Chris Paul, because Chris Paul can't stay in front of him, doesn't have Devin Booker to take pressure off him on the offensive end. So he's going to have to be the catalyst for the Suns if they're going to hang around. That means that Ja is going to cook him on defense. DeAndre Ayton, a decent rim protector, but not great. So I think Ja will get in the paint, do what he does, over points and assists for Ja Morant tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off, and that means that Tony's also kind of, if you liking Ja Morant, you liking the Grizzlies as well in this one. For me, man, I'm going with the Blazers in this one, man. First half full game. Like I said, I broke down. I know we only went through the top 7 games today, my guys, but broke down every single game on the early show, my guys. You guys want to check it out? Basically, every single day, 11 a.m. Eastern, my guys. And obviously, we do this show at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you'd like to get a shirt like the beautiful one that my guy Tony has on, I call these the good luck shirts, man. My guy Units Only ordered a shirt. He was like, man, the same day the shirts came, I went 3-0, man. The good luck shirts, 50% off as well. Use promo code. We run the Christmas sale right now. 50% off shirts. Use promo code Xmas. Got the shirts for $15 and $20 over there at the site. Use promo code Xmas over at the site, jmoneyismoney.com. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Hit the notifications bell so you never miss when I'm going live or doing a free pick video. Hit the like button. It's Us Against the Bookies, my guys. We will win. Let's get some cash.